Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Iman Bana. I'm the owner of Contrive, and today's video is for the accordion wallet slash clutch and now slash crossbody bag. I started making these as a wallet, like a large wallet slash clutch type, and then I thought, why not add a strap and make it a wallet you can wear as a crossbody. And it made such a difference. The reaction of people it shows when I explain it to them is just amazing. They love it so much. It's becoming one of my best sellers. And I chose a chain for the strap because it gave it such a classic look. It matches the color of the clasp, which I think is a great addition. And you can find the chains in the same colors as the clasps. The clasps are usually available in gunmetal, silver, and brass. Same for the chains, and same for the D-rings that the straps attach to. And I think that just kind of made it come together really nicely. One of my absolute favorites about this size is that you can actually fit your phone in there, and it stays slim with a big phone in there. These clutches are about 7.5 by 5.5 and about 1.5 inch deep, and they have 18 slots. They have the center compartment, which is also one of my favorites because you can put your key fob, you can put your lipstick or lip gloss or whatever. You have a pocket here for cash, and it just becomes such a cute bag that you'd actually use as an evening bag if you wanted to. And it's such an easy and fast sew. You can make this in, I believe, maybe 30 minutes start to finish if you have all the supplies available. I love using vinyl sheets for those because they come in a lot of different textures and colors, and you can get a pack of, like, I don't know, 10 or more with a great variety in it, and they are also one of my absolute favorites. For the size, the sheets usually come about, I think, 12 by 8.25. So I cut them down to 11 by 8. But then recently I've been doing 8 1/8 of an inch to make it more snug in the clasp once turned. You need one outer sheet. For the lining, I use the Autodex solution dyed waterproof canvas. It's one of my favorites for making those wallets. I use it for the small one and the big one. It has such a nice finish, and it's available in black and brown, and most of the inserts are, and all of the inserts from this size I have found only black and brown, so it kind of matches really nicely. Excuse me. For the interfacing, I use the Profuse stiff. You will need 2 sheets that are 11 by 7.5, and for reinforcement for the clasps, I use Decoding strips that I cut to 3/8 of an inch by 7 inch wide, and these kind of give a little bit structure where the clasp goes, and gives make sure it's secure when you screw them in. You will need one 7.5 inch clasp, 2 D-rings if you decide you're gonna make it into a if you are gonna add the crossbody option. I'm trying to zoom in, but it's not letting me. Anyway, the D-rings, I'm gonna have a link for all the hardware on my website. The chain strap, it's about 47 inches, and like I said, it comes in 3 colors. Same for the clasp and for the D-rings. If you're gonna use if you add a tag, make sure to include that. And that's about it. It's pretty simple, not a lot of supplies needed to make it. Let's go ahead and make one. I'm all set up on my lightweight sewing machine. I'm ready to put the front piece and lining piece together. I sew at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And always pay attention to the exterior piece, because that's the seam allowance that really matters, that's going to show. I mean, sometimes when a fuse, the lining piece shrinks a bit, and I don't really worry about that, because like I said, I pay attention that the seam allowance just goes perfectly with the exterior piece, because that's the one you're going to see, and everything else is going to be just in the seam allowance. You're not going to really, it's not really going to make a difference. I have a little over 7.5 here, so it doesn't, oh yeah, we're good. Okay. The reason I'm doing this is because some of the pieces I had accidentally cut at 8 inches wide instead of 8 1/8, and when I sew at a 1/4 inch, it ends up being a little less than 7.5 when turned, which makes it narrower than the clasp, and that is not a look that I appreciate very much. So I try to make sure that I have more than 7.5 between these two stitch lines, so I'm on the safe side when it's turned inside out. Now that's done, I'm gonna go fuse the Decoding strips, flip it inside out, and give it a good press to get rid of the wrinkles, and be right back to do the next step. So I went ahead and applied the Decoding strips on all 4 sides, top and bottom, and I turned it inside out, sprayed it with some water, and gave it a good press. And as you can see, the press really helps it be very flat and sits really nicely, ready for the next steps. I also punched the holes for my label, where my label goes. If you don't put a label, then just skip that part. And I mark the hole for the cut out from the clasp right here, and the best to do is just put the clasp on. Mark it out. I love using heat erase markers because you can be clean without a mess. And then this is by far my favorite way of cutting them. I got this piece on Amazon, and it's the same shape, the oval shape of the cutout from the clasp. I'll have a link for it below. I shared it in my, I also shared it before in my other video with the small wallet, and it's just one step. I forgot to put the acrylic sheet. It is not gonna cut through properly without it. it's usually done in one press. I was just being a little soft on the press. It really is the easiest way to do it. You just mark the oval and just punch it out. That easy. I also like to cut that top part right there, so it doesn't sag and show in the hole, so it's like completely open like that. And you can test it to make sure it's in the right place. And it's perfect. Look at that. Just perfect. And you see how snug it is in the clasp. That's because of that 1/8 of an inch we added to the width. The next step after cutting out the clasp part is marking where the insert is gonna go. I recommend using a piece of 1/4 inch double-sided tape on all the flaps. Believe me, don't skip the part. I've tried it without it, and it was a waste of time and material. It will shift, and it's not the easiest thing to do. I mark 1.5 inches down from the top, and have found that makes it sit really like in the perfect position, not too high, not too low. I started with 1 inch, then I did a 1/4, then I did 1.5, and the 1.5 was the best for it. Okay, now we clip it in place, and like I said, don't skip the double-sided tape. You're gonna regret it, because I know I did. And the clips, of course, hold the double-sided tape until you're ready to get it on the machine. And also, once you do the other side, it's gonna put a lot of tension on them, so it can make the double-sided tape come off easily. So the clips along with the double-sided tape are both very necessary. I put, like, when you go to the other side, sometimes it's a bit awkward, so put the top clip right under the marking and makes putting the rest of them much easier. I'm done pinning it in place. I went and got my cylinder arm set up to sew it together. I really recommend using a cylinder arm if you have one. It makes sewing it much easier, because you can sew from the right side. If you are doing it on a flat bed, you're gonna find that you have to sew from the wrong side, and I don't trust the bottom stitches as much as I trust the top stitches, of course. I'm gonna move my setup to the cylinder arm and show you how I do. I like to start sewing from the gap. Like, I start here, go all the way around and back here, and I find it makes a very nice continuous stitch that way. And I hold the insert with this finger here from the back and this one here in the front, so it doesn't like fold under until it gets to the presser foot. Go very slow, take your time, and you won't have to worry about any redos, which is not really recommended on vinyl. Now when we get to this part here, I push the insert out of the way like that. I don't know if you can see it, like that. I push it just like this way out of the way a little and still hold it with my finger. That's where the part you have to worry about is the edge folding under, so I just hold it and go slow and then take the clip off. Make sure you already got that part. Keep going. And again, hold from under here and here. And here, making sure everything is smooth under, and hold the edge. And that's it. It's done. It's held in place. Everything's perfect. Nothing got folded under. Last step to do is add the hardware. First, the clasp. I have found the best way to remove the plastic from around the lock here is to go ahead with an X-Acto knife. Go very slow so you don't hurt yourself or scratch the rest of it, and just scorch the plastic all around the clasp, and it comes off really clean without leaving any like small plastic pieces or being so annoying. This is the front, this is the back part. It goes right here, and the front part. Making sure everything looks fine. And where did I put the screws? Right here. And just make sure to push the clasp in very well when you screw it in, because it tends to move. Now this is a little bit of an extra step, but sometimes because I'm using this waterproof canvas that's a little bit dense, I feel like the screws don't like dig very well in the fabric. So I would use like an owl and just, is it an owl? An awl? I don't know. This. And I just poke the holes before I put the screw, and I have found that that actually helps them go through a lot better. It's not budging like that. I've tried a lot. It's just maybe my OCD, or I'm just worried that since it's not sinking in properly, that could be a problem on the long run. I just have found that poking the hole really helps. If you're just doing it, making it as a wallet slash clutch, then you're done. Such a fast, easy sew, and it turns out really, really pretty. If you're adding the D-ring connectors, then I would just mark those right here. Let me remember. Yeah, it's about 3/8 from both sides in. So I measure 3/8 down from under the clasp and in from the edge right here. Do the same thing on the other side. 3/8 and 3/8, and then just put it in the corner there. And for this, we'll just use this here. I'm doubting the size. Yep, it's 3/8. Okay, we'll poke the hole right here. And the other side. And this is literally the fastest. In the D-ring, it comes with the screw back, so you just unscrew it. I'll take the screw in here. Play nice, come on. And okay, I think I'm rushing. There we go. And that's it. And that's done. And you can just flip the ring to connect it if you're not using it to keep the ring in. Same thing for the other side. And we're done. This is the finished bag. As you can see, it's such a pretty bag and such a fast sew. It's been a great addition to my lineup for shows this year, and I hope you like making them. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and until the next video.